Welcome all of you to CEC Gurukul Live. I am Professor A. Kumar. Today's topic will be global leadership in manufacturing and operations. This is one of the best program, the area which is very much required in India, particularly when we look into the Indian economy, look into the technology upgradations coming around the world, and simultaneously, particularly for our engineering graduates, when we see that they are passing out and many of them, they are not able to get a better job. This leadership in manufacturing and operations contains technology as well as management, both the things together. So, the moment you pass out from any institution, you directly get the best job available on the Indian soil and around the world. In fact, the world has claimed this program as the highest paid and the best program anywhere in the world, but whether you look into the United States of America or in the European countries, China and India is neck to neck coming up in this area. Now, I would be talking briefly about the strategic role of manufacturing and operations. Let me first give you some brief points about what are the objectives, vision and mission of this program. Now, India has to aim at achieving a long-term GDP growth rate that, as far as I am concerned, I feel that 8 to 10% to substantially improve the economy and living conditions of the people, and the society will be highly benefited. So the vision, what I say, that economy and the social order, this program is going to affect both the things together, by which we achieve a long-term GDP growth rate, which will employ a number of other components like improving the buying capacity of the people. When you are producing a quality product, providing the newest product with the help of the technology, with the help of the best raw material, and if you know other management functions, how to really organize them together, I think you are definitely going to be the best leader for any organization, any government or the society. Now, going further, to add some more value to this vision is to provide the consistent express for manufacturing and lead in globally competitive economy. Now, what do you mean by consistent express for manufacturing? Means there are a lot of changes coming around, a lot of innovations are coming in the technology area. Now there is a huge demand of the new products, as you all must be, coming on the social media, number of websites coming, and they are providing you the informations. So when the informations are flooding around, the buyers, ultimately the market factors are affecting the manufacturers to think about something new. So the vision, the second element is that it is the consistent express for manufacturing, by which if you are becoming the expert, then you become the leader, in fact, lead in the globally competitive economic growth. And that is ultimately the objective. Now, the mission, economic potentials are still under watchdog period. I think you all agree with this. Around the world, now there are a lot of ups and downs going on in the economic. If you all, many of you are aware about the economic recession in the world of 2008, and how we could come out of that, and the world has come out of that. And this period of the last 10 to 11 years of period to really recover those losses of due to recession, now it has created a lot of watchdogs. So the economic potentials are still under watchdog period. So for that, what we have to do? We have to create larger domestic market. We have to think about larger domestic market through technical and managerial expertise. And this program, that's what I say, this is the best program of the world, particularly for the engineering graduates and other science graduates, those who want to make their future and become a leader in just 9 to 10 or 11 years max to become the CEO. So this is, you get the technical competency as well as the managerial expertise. Now, further, how we are going to achieve all such things and which will add value to your career. Now, let's have some brief idea about the manufacturing strategy. Now, concerned with meeting existing market needs as well as exploiting opportunities for potential market segments. Now, we all must be concerned with meeting existing market needs as well as exploiting opportunities for potential market segment. So, a manufacturer, when ABC Limited or any organization is manufacturing a product, now how best this product is going to really perform at the customer's premises. So, this is the biggest concern for all the manufacturers around the world. And so, how will we exploit this opportunity for potential market segment? Now, this itself creates a lot of new career opportunities for you, technically, financially, and in the market. Now, second thing is making the best use of resources and leveraging these resources either alone or with partners. So, these two are important tools for strategy. Now, the third one, if I say, devising and implementing processes that will enable the enterprise to compete, ideally create competitive advantage. Now, you will be completely capable of devise and implement the new processes, change processing with the help of new technology, new system, economic system by which you cut the cost of production and you enable the enterprise to compete and ideally create the competitive advantage for your organization. Concerned with developing capabilities, as you develop number of capabilities on the basis of last few slides what I said, within the firm's operations that are superior to other competitors and that are other competitors either cannot copy or will find it extremely difficult to copy. Now, this you have to keep it in mind, and that's what I say that why this program, because this program is ever-changing program, very, very innovative program, and that's so-called the best program of the world for the technical graduates. Now, technically, once you have become sound, how will you become a really leader? So, leadership focus is very important. Now, I am just quoting one example. How will you get the leadership focus? For example, the mission is of the company, for any company, maybe what? Now, what element? What exactly say that? Whether to crush, squash or slaughter, selling of household utensils and appliances in supermarkets? Is that the right way to do it? Or cut through competitions? Or how the element, this particular element, it suits me by locating low cost, variety led utensils and appliances outlets. Now, here you have to consider operations capabilities that you have to really develop in the company, for which you will be equipped under this program. Consider capabilities outside the firm. So internally and externally, both these elements, you will be capable to take the decision on the basis of which, and that's how we say that how element becomes very important for you to understand and equip yourself with this captaincy to become a leader. Now, let me quote another example. It's just coming to my mind that you all might be knowing, many of you might be knowing about the organization 3M. 3M, what it does, it manufactures, some smaller parts of IT products, printers, computers, and all these things. So, this leadership, it became something so important for 3M that once, they were not able to, they in fact lost the leadership in the market. So they thought about how to really go ahead. Now let me remind you that how element, what I'm talking about, consider operations capabilities and consider capabilities outside the firm. The 3M adopted these two things by locating on low cost. They produced variety which the consumers liked at a low cost, and number of other varieties of products as per the needs and wants of the markets or the users. So 3M, what it used to do, it used to locate its manufacturing company. It is just like a startup. They used to start these companies at a location where they are also really going for the social issues. So they used to collect such technical graduates or technically sound people or science graduates. They used to train them under this program, and they used to employ this program, rather these lots, into their 3M companies, local companies, and they became highly profitable in those areas, quite away from the big cities, even in the nearby some suburban areas or in the villages. So that's how 3M captured the global market. I'll give you one, a strategy focus which this program really considers in practice, that once you know the consumer needs, on the basis of the consumer needs, you derive the corporate strategy that naturally we have to produce, these products, we have to go for the suppliers, we have to have this particular technology, you have to equip yourself, your transportation system, right? You have to do the costing, and finally you say that, okay, our operations department or the production department will supply this quality product on the basis of this. And so you develop the procedures, you develop the infrastructure, and you develop the capabilities. And so you become the leader. And so under this strategy, you become the leader in the market. But this is ever changing. And this helps you personally to build the core competency of the individual, which adds value to the core competency building of the organization. Hence, what should be the role of the operations plug-in function? Now, this is very focused point which you all should consider, particularly when you talk about this program, leadership in manufacturing and operations. Now, what is plug-in function? For example, you must have seen that there are many organizations, there are many Fortune 500 companies, they closed Sanidai. In 98, 99, many Fortune 500 companies closed Sanidai because they could not realize the change management, the innovation, the needs and wants of the market or the consumers. You can't simply sell on the monopolistic view. So the operations become so important that now the CEOs or the board of directors or the chairman, they are now plugging in operations into directly connectivity to all other functional departments in the organizations to produce a quality product and supply at the lowest cost. And so we become the leader. Hence, operations, it really helps you in implementing their strategy. Now, operations supports strategy and operations drive strategy. So, everywhere, how important this program is that you can imagine that you can rule the entire world by virtue of having this type of decision-making process into your mind. And that's how it comes that engineering graduates need to really develop the skills, ability, knowledge, innovation, and change management programs, and how they will organize these processes into really happening for such manufacturers in India or other countries to really happen. And that's what I say, that this is the plug-in function and the most focused area, focused function of any organization, that you are supposed to know it. Otherwise, you can't succeed in your career. Now, I will further explain a little bit about, under this leadership program on manufacturing, now what are the role of the operations or the manufacturing functions? You should know it. Many of the students might be watching this, many of the faculty members might be watching this. Now, there are three key attributes: implementing, supporting, and driving, which contributes to operation. Now, how will you implement? I have talked about. How it supports, I have talked about, and how it drives, I have talked about. Now, driving the innovation becomes the most important. That is, it says that it has to be innovative. It has to be innovative to really compete in the global market or in the Indian market. Hence, you have to set the foundation of a strategy on the basis of innovative changes which provides a real value to your leadership skills. And so you develop long-term capabilities for the self and the organization. Now, friends, how will you compete on cost? How will you compete on cost? That is a big topic again. Now, this particular component, number of suppliers you are holding, the transportation system you are having. Now, there are a number of other operating costs, the type of human resource you are holding. Now, finally, are you able to really do the cost cutting on the production? So, if you do understand the suppliers, involving the suppliers, that what are the stages, what are the type of raw materials, they will be involved to understand in decision-making process of the organization. And so, they will add further value to your final decision to take as a decision as a leader to compete in the market. And so, you are able to reduce on the basis of the suppliers, raw materials, transportation. I remember in India, I think there was one cement company in Gujarat. It used to supply cement to the Mumbai. I think Gujarat Ambuja or something, yes. Now, by rail or by truck, it used to supply earlier, but sometimes trucks are getting breakdown, sometimes the goods train are reaching late, and so their dealers and distributors were very much unhappy with that. So somehow this was really the boardroom discussion of what something has to be done. So research was carried out by people like you, those who joined them, that what should be the best transportation system. So they got into the sea route from Gujarat coast to Mumbai with a better load factor, number of tons of cement which they used to carry, transport from the plant to Mumbai market, it increased. The cost of transportation was very low, and so this further added value on the cost of production itself. And so they were able to compete in Mumbai market. So that's how somewhere, you have to think about innovative, how best you can reduce the cost on different facets, which will reduce the cost on your product. And so I say, next to eliminate all waste, invest in updated facilities and equipment, streamlining operations, and then further you have to train and develop your human resource. Now sometimes, the transportation itself becomes the core competency of the organization. Now let me tell you that how on the basis of quality you will compete. Now please the customer, understand customer attitudes toward and expectations of quality. That's how the last example I have quoted, that from Gujarat port to Mumbai, how they used to supply and they reduced the cost. And so they started competing. They became, in fact, the leader. Now competing on flexibility, produce wide variety of products, introduce new products, modify existing products quickly and respond to customer needs. Now here I will add two important things under flexibility. Whether you go on the basis of construction mode or reconstruction mode. Now when you talk about construction mode, means with some changes you can go on the traditional way of manufacturing, and with the help of reconstruction you go outrightly for the entire change and further innovation on that particular product to compete. So flexibility also provides you become the leader on the basis of becoming the global leader on your products and services. Welcome back, friends. Further I will continue, and because now whatever I am going to discuss, these are my global research collections, which I don't think together anybody would be able to give you in India, because I have visited IITs, IIMs, and a number of other institutions, another number of research institutions around the world. I know what best you Indian youngsters, you want to really make your career, and further, how it will add value to the Indian economy and the social factors, how it will be affecting towards. Now, I was just going ahead on the basis of competing on the basis of flexibility. Now, further going ahead, how will you compete on the basis of speed? What is speed? What do you understand by speed? It's a very simple thing that the delivery, how fast you are able to really deliver your product to the market or to the consumers. This is the most important thing nowadays. But there are a number of other modes. And that's what I quoted one seventh example of Gujarat to Mumbai, and how it so happened, how the company became really the leader, and so how you became the leader in your organization. So competing on the basis of speed is very, very important nowadays, and every manufacturer considers speed, that is the time of delivery, into mind before starting the production of that particular product. So you must be able to understand the speed. Now, the fast moves, fast adaptations, tight linkages. Now these three things, like I'll just come back, fast moves, fast adaptations and tight linkages. Now what do you understand by fast moves? Means the moment you start getting the orders from the market, the order is sent to your organization. Now you as a technical expert, you have ordered for the raw materials, you started getting the raw materials, you started working in the shift, and finally the finished products are further transported again back to the dealers, distributors or directly to the consumers. And so the entire this supply chain move, this is in fact a very important term of the supply chain. So the entire supply chain design you have to create yourself, and that's what we say that the fast moves. Now fast adaptations. As you progress on this, every individual working in the organization is accountable or owner of his or her responsibilities. Now, how fast we are able to adopt the new system? This is very important. And so, a tight linkages. So, you are able to really link your product to the market very tightly bound, and at the same time, your internal strength becomes very much tightened, which is directly linked to the productivity. So, as you improve your productivity, you improve your total quality management system into the process of production, you understand the lean system, and you are able to really overcome all these things to produce the product and supply to the market before time. So if you are able to really do it before time, you become the leader in the market, because nowadays there also it is a huge competition that you are able to supply in time or before time. I shall explain it later on. Now that's what I was talking about, speed. Now dealing with trade-offs. This is one a very nasty idea. Why we should talk about, still number of organizations in the world, they are thinking about trade-offs. Why to practice trade-offs? If you ask me personally, I do not practice trade-offs. Know what exactly you do? You build the strength to become a world-class manufacturer. You build a strength which makes the real transition from the existing technology to the innovative new product, or changing the new technology, bringing it into the production system, and you create a new design and develop a new product. On the basis of that, you deliver this new product into the market, and so you say that, look, we have qualified, we have on the market, and so you become the leader. So which process? Earlier I talked about whether you go for the reconstruction or you go simply for the construction mode. Now all these things are very wide terms which the students will be taught. They will be, or the candidates, the participants will be equipped with that what time, which particular decision they will take to make the real transformation. I am not talking about simply transition. Transition becomes sometimes stagnant and you have to go for the trade-offs. No. You have to entirely transform the things into a new one, and so you become the world-class manufacturer. And so we say that this is the focus point. So the focus point is that you become world-class manufacturer, you go for the advanced system of decision making, forget about the traditional systems, and so you create this focus, you have to scale out under the matrix system that how best you have to really compete with your competitors into the market. So together you have to design a focus point on the basis of which you will compete in the market. So focus point is very, very important. And so you have to create a new pyramid for this. The pyramid itself is the backbone of this entire program, where a number of other, the foundation stage, and there is a constant seminar. There is a constant seminar into this program which makes you aware about the new things happening in your technology, on your product, and what your competitors are doing. Is there anything new technology or new product or new design coming into the market, or whether in India or maybe in other countries, because Chinese are directly trying to compete over your product. So we have to definitely supersede China by bringing initially what I said, our GDP to 8 to 10% to become a real, loyal economy to the human mankind in our country. And so this loyalty into focus through world-class manufacturer, where you understand about the technology, you understand about how will you organize these leadership program through the management processes. My friend, I'll just give you a little bit hint about world-class manufacturing. Now, world-class manufacturers no longer believe in trade-offs. They are order qualifiers and order winners. Now, why order qualifiers? A screening criterion that permits a firm's products to be considered as possible candidates purchase on-time delivery, because you have delivered the product on time to the market, and so the customers are able to purchase your product. Now this itself, what I talked earlier, speed, now what is that? On-time delivery of your product. Now similarly, quality, you are producing the best quality product vis-a-vis your competitors. Henceforth, you are able to really build the core competency for your organization. On the basis of quality, you are qualifying and winning in the market. So friends, you are to become order qualifiers. Now, from order qualifier to order winners. Now this another criterion that differentiates the products or services of one from another. On the basis of what? How will you win? On the basis of price? Yes. On the basis of quality? Yes. And reliability. Now this program has the reliability engineering very much engraved into its curriculum. Now reliability is another important thing which the entire global market is now looking towards. How reliable your product is, how reliable the company is, how reliable your human resource is, how reliable life cycle is, how reliable your price is, each and everything. So reliability itself proves your credential in the market that you are giving at the best price and the best quality product, and so you win in the market. Now, there are some breakthroughs, service breakthrough, which you can definitely, on the basis of which you can further become the qualifier and winner into the market, like warranty itself, right? You are giving a warranty. For example, you are purchasing a car. Now, your car, the company has given 2 years warranty, for example. So, under the warranty, what are the things you cover? Are you able to satisfy the customer for the entire 2 years? Yes. So, the warranty component itself you have to design in such a way that your customers are repeat purchasers. the warranty itself. Now, are you providing the lease system? Similarly, roadside assistance. There are many organizations or manufacturers in the world, they are providing the roadside assistance, particularly in the automobile industry. Now, the loan, are you providing the loan? These are certain simple terms, but it definitely brings the breakthrough for maintaining their leadership in the market. Now, a framework. Now, this is the framework which I was talking about, that how you are going to really equip yourself under this leadership in manufacturing and operations program, which we call a framework for manufacturing strategy. So, if you go through this, we have the foundation stage, we have different other orders, qualifiers on the basis of price, on the basis of quality, right, on the basis of speed, time. So, these are some strategic visions you have to create to really win and qualify in the market. Now, leadership simply doesn't mean that you are producing a quality product and you are able to sell in the market. No, there are other factors. Now, consumers are expecting nowadays, what are the, when you go to purchase something, I think you all might be asking, what additional things, what additional features are available in this product? Now, what additional features? Then you can count on certain additional features which I have discussed about, whether on the basis of price, quality, delivery, on the basis of your innovativeness, on the basis of flexibility. So, all such things you have to design the framework for manufacturing a product that becomes the real hallmark for any organization to become the leader in the market. So, this is another important thing which we say that manufacturing strategy is the best program under the operations tools and techniques by which on the basis you create the new order, the new segment of designs and products which are most suitable to the present and incoming consumers of the market. Now, because equally, look, what I am talking about, that this is strategy, manufacturing strategy, it contains both the things. You know about technology, being a technical graduate. Now you know about the management techniques. So, you will set the priority. And now what I am going to discuss something is so important that finally we will conclude that yes, strategy begins with priorities. Now, how do we convert order winners into specific performance requirements? Now, conversion of order into specific performance, if you know about your competitors, what their products, how their products are performing at the customer's premises, right? So, you must have developed by this time the core competency, whether on the basis of delivery. Now, let me tell you, there are 6 important things which will be taken care under this program. They are cost, quality, delivery, performance, innovativeness, and flexibility. Now, all these 6 programs you will be made the master, and that's what I say, that you become the leader and you simultaneously your company becomes the leader in the markets on the basis of all these 6 components. So, it's, if there is a competition, fine. The competition is for somewhere else. So, competition should be there, but will you be follower or will you be leader? Now, to become the leader, you understand the competitors' viewpoints, their types of designs, qualities, pricing structure, delivery time, all such things. And so on the basis of that, you are able to differentiate what you are, means us. And so you build the core competency for your organization, that on the basis of this particular core competency, we have set the priority for our consumers, and on the basis of that, we are able to really qualify and win in the market. Now, manufacturer's role in the corporate strategy. There are a few points here under 4-5 stages that I will just count on. That internally neutral. Now, minimize manufacturing negative potential. Management control system. Second important point, externally neutral. Achieve parity with competitors, follow industry practice. Now, how will you achieve parity with competitors and how will you follow the industry practice? This is very important for you graduating students or graduates to understand, by which externally you will become neutral, means nobody can copy you. And so you provide your credential on the basis of this externally neutrality. Now, stage 3, how well you are supportive internally. Suppose you have set the business strategy that in this particular quarter you are going to produce 300 cars, and all the 300 cars you are going to sell within a period of this first quarter. It means all the important technical and managerial tools must be supportive, including your human resource. So, setting this business strategy, which will be supported by again your suppliers, your production systems, your transportation systems, your pricing strategy, your quality strategy, your R&D. So, all such things which should become fully supportive to your final business strategy, because business strategy provides you the real view of your competitors. So, internally you have to take the functional decisions on the basis of this, and so externally supportive. So, once you produce on the basis of this internally supportive to really disqualify your competitors and you become the leader, so you have to be externally supporting on the basis of manufacturing based competitive advantage. Now, manufacturing based competitive advantage, it contains all the things what I said earlier, that on the basis of this you build the core competency, and because you are holding these entire processes to produce this quality product, so the manufacturing based competitive advantage should be well known to the customers or to the market. And once you go for this, the market becomes really agile to understand you, and you will be finally, sometimes you may have to follow the agile system of manufacturing to produce, and rather support the market to produce huge number, huge quantity in time again. Now, friends, all such strategic rules of operations, can be achieved by its aspirations. It simply doesn't happen. A number of things which I talked about under stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and stage 4, right? Because this is the actual research work which you all will be doing to understand the real applications and the problems. And on the basis of you understand each component, that how this strategic role of operations add value finally to become the leader into the market. So, you have to go for the reduction of losses and finally produce your quality product on the basis of certain components, which you all might get details later on. And so the leaders' decisions in operations, again, you have to create that huge capacity, the new benchmarked sourcing system, quality financial systems and other things. And so, friends, you have to build the capacity and facilities on the basis of this, which I already said. I quoted one example of 3M, why 3M went to villages to start its facility. So how much capacity and other things, accordingly you have to create and to really win and qualify in the market. And so the best thing that this is, since I really emphasize that this is very important to focus now the two important things, technology and human resource. And to organize these two things, you have to know about, update yourself about through new management techniques. Friends, the program is huge. I may not be able to really, conclude all those things together, but this is the best program available which I have brought in India, and I'm sure that the manufacturing segment in the country will be highly benefited, and you will become leader in just 9 to 10 years by virtue of this particular program, leadership program on manufacturing and operations. Thank you very much.